Test, test, 1, 2, test, test, 1, 2. Okay, so I'm a little late starting today. I had an issue with this program that I thought was spyware at first, but it turns out to be this program that's supposed to help lower sound emissions off of computers. I had to look this up online to find this out because I was trying to figure out what the heck this program was. Why the heck they name it so stupidly is beyond me. But it's apparently just some AI sound filter thing that's supposed to limit overlapping sound. But because it was malfunctioning, my computer was overtaxing its RAM and I couldn't figure out why. And it wouldn't let me restart my computer, just citing that this program was keeping the computer from closing. So I spent 20 minutes until it just turned out I needed to go to Task Manager and turn it off. So yeah, that's done, and now I'm trying to get everything set up. So just hold on a moment and we'll get into the stream. Oh, my mic is way too close to me. Hold on. You can hear me breathing. Why can't I just get this blasted thing to do what I want? Alright, sorry for being silent for a minute. I just wanted to make sure I had posted the link to the right places. Now that it's done, let's get into the game. Sorry, bumped my mic. Wait, no, that's the wrong save. Well, better to do this first. I really should get rid of those older saves. They don't even work no more. What should I build next? You got iron, we got gears, we got conveyor belts, we got magnets, circuit boards, research, stone blocks, silicon, coal, and glass. I could make plasma extractor or could make something more mechanical. I think I want to go with the components before I start building more buildings. Just yet. So I guess the next thing I'll make is a plasma extractor. I really can't wait till I get a grinder set up.
Insufficient materials.
Oh, shoot. Luna Parker? Sure. I'd be happy to if you're willing to help me with that. And I just realized I am not
Replication
streaming under Dyson Sphere. Hold on. There you go, that fixes that. Alright, Luna, I'll talk to you about that after the stream. Now you can do that, and it just gets it out of your way. It doesn't get rid of the resources. The resources are still here. You just can't see them. If I did this and swiped over it, it would restore them. If you're wondering why I'm bothering with clearing out the land, really early on you can sometimes, see I got titanium. You can get some really good resources by clearing out the land that can help you out later. And yeah, it's not a lot. I know most people just build over it, but I find it useful. Ah, shoot. And I'm out of belts. This is the belt. Grabbing belts out the belt for more belts. Yes, I said that dumbly for a reason. I just do not have a good reason for that reason. So yeah. Things have been pretty good lately. I've started doing writing streams. Just random things. I don't think those show up on YouTube. At least I haven't uploaded the first few. But they're just me writing or editing a story. And I enjoyed them a bit and actually got a few people to pop by and say hi. once you get past the bottleneck of the very early game, while the research is nice, it's not really needed. Yeah, you need it to unlock future stuff,
Upgrade complete.
but you're busy just getting to the future stuff. You're setting up belts and building and so on. Don't get me wrong, I will be setting up a research for it very soon, but there are more important things you need to research.
Insufficient materials.
Alright, now that's set up and working its way through. So, what do I need for this? I need magnetic circuits, which are here. Ah, shoot, I don't have any of those. And I don't have any iron. Because of course I don't. One of the things I don't like about the early game is a lot of you having to handcraft stuff. You can't just nab it out of a crate. Which is, again, why I don't go heavy into research very early on. Well, yeah, there's a lot of convenient stuff you could be researching and give you a boost. You're mostly handcrafting at this point. You need to get at least basic infrastructure up and running. And while you're getting that basic infrastructure up and running, your slow research is churning away. Why am I getting coal? So, oh right, because most of it going to feed this. Which, why am I not getting a lot of this? Right, set that up. Well, it's not like I particularly care that this belt is fed just yet, so better to let it build up, I guess.
Replication completed.
If it's even building up at all. That slows down any coal. That keeps any coal from getting through. So I need to increase coal production. Excuse me, I am so sorry about that. I was actually helping my sister tear up her floors the other day. She found some mold and they had to come up so they could spray everything down and clean everything out. But, they were commenting on me sneezing. No, the mold spores weren't toxic or anything like that. If they were, we would have had to call professionals. It was just some basic local fungus. A fungus among us. But to me and my sister, it was about as bad as, well, standing underneath a flowering tree. Not a fun thing. Itchy skin, sneezing, watery eyes, the works. Even with a mask, I was sneezing my head off.
Upgrade complete.
And my sister commented I sounded a lot like my grandfather, which when he sneezed, he rattled the windows.
You're now
Keep
able
in
to
mind, he had an old house, so
press space
that made a bit
to
more
move
sense there.
and then press the direction keys to move the mecha. In flight mode, mecha speed is boosted by 100.
Oh, thank God I can finally fly.
Energy consumption is increased. Press Alt to land the mecha.
Now it's feeding too much into it, so now I need to jump the, upgrade the other one. Ooh. Some of these actually require you to do work, but because I've done it on other saves, these achievements are just going to pop up automatically as soon as I get it. Yeah, that's definitely ticking up now. Not just yet, but I probably should soon. Now, some of you might be wondering why I have two of these orange stuff belts and I don't just feed the belts off of this. It's because later on there will be better versions of this stuff and you want that feeding directly into your system. But it requires the previous tier to make the next tier. So in order to get to the green, which is what comes after the orange, I'm going to need the orange to make it. And I need that green feeding into the system. So once I get to that point, I'm just going to cut the orange off of the system, have the green start pumping through, and they'll burn through all the orange, and then I'll have green. Now back to work. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Sorry, it's just bad habit. I'm hoping at least a few of you are here from my, who watch us actually read my stories and stuff. Ah, shoot. Only now do I realize I do not have that. And thus, I need to make that. Ah, shoot. Okay, so I recently had to change a few things in my setup. I moved my mic a few times today because I keep bumping it. How do I sound now? Sorry about those audio issues, by the way. Okay, no, I sound too far away. I really should buy like a proper mic stand instead of the short little one.
Congratulations. You've unlocked Energy Shield. It can resist all damage from enemies and protect all facilities within its radius. Energy Shield requires
Simba.
Mecha's core energy to charge. The charging speed
Excuse me.
depends on the current fuel chamber power generation, as well as the mecha's current energy percentage. Once the shield's power is exhausted, it takes some time to restart.
Oh, that's too close. That makes that too loud. I swear, one of these days I'm going to manage to have an entire stream with a single audio issue. I swear, chat. The reason I keep being quiet is because I'm trying to listen to myself, and I gotta wait for the latency to catch up. Alright, so I think that solved everything.
Insufficient materials.
We will have to see. But yeah, let's see here. Let's get the assembler in. And again, just doing a little house cleaning. Pop down some chests. And it's really starting to come together, ain't it, chat? Now, this is not what I'd call an efficient bus. I like this type of system because I'm going to be doing a full planetary loop. And then moving on to another planet once I've built up a bit more. So again, this is not an efficient bus by any way, shape, or form. If you're coming here for strategies on how to build the most efficient, most safe, space efficient, small, hyper effective factories, I don't do that. I try to milk planets dry, build up planet spanning infrastructure that I can scale up, or if I need to, repeat somewhere else down the line, and then move on. This planet will forever be producing these base resources. The next planet I go to will be making more advanced resources. If I cannot squeeze any more onto this planet, I will start making base resources elsewhere. The only thing, and I do mean the only thing, that I might repeat on just about every planet is the stuff like grinding down rocks into silicon and stone slabs or copper plates or iron plates or stuff like that. Because that's just breaking down base resources. And I didn't notice that copper vein, so I gotta deal with it now.
Insufficient materials. Alright, so I'm just going to go route this into the pre-existing copper line. Actually, probably better to do it this way. Yeah, I need to set something up a bit more permanent than that. But for the time being, it's just the most convenient, less nuisancey way.
Insufficient materials.
Uh, Sorry. I had to reply to a text, so I was half paying attention to that, wasn't talking. Um, so yeah, I'm trying to just connect into the, Oh, I just remembered something. I don't...
Clusters launching an assault.
Ah, shoot, not these idiots. I'm probably going to have to destroy that first one and let a second one be built elsewhere and make my grinder out of it. So that's going to be a pain in the butt. Come at me, bro. I am the stupid lore and gun turret you're supposed to be pissed at. Yay, they died. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Studio freaking Trigger is making Transformers. I mean, it's just one anime, but still. They are making a Transformers anime. I don't know how many of you actually care about that, but I grew up on Transformers. I grew up on the Unicron trilogy. I grew up watching the more anime-styled cartoons of Transformers. I don't know if it actually counts as anime. I've never looked that too deep into it, but if it does, then that was my first anime. Followed shortly by, I guess, maybe Pokemon. I don't know if Pokemon falls under the anime or the cartoon category. And One Piece, because 4Kids had One Piece at one point. But yeah. Since this is going straight into the main belt, which it only now occurs to me, I probably should have set up a splitter on that section. I'll go fix that. But yeah. I grew up on the Transformers anime. Or the Unicron trilogy. I remember when I was a little kid, for some stupid reason they would only run the reruns on Cartoon Network at like 6 in the morning, and I used to sneak downstairs before my parents would wake up, watch Transformers, and then go back to bed. One morning, my dad, who had to go into work early, found me making a bologna sandwich in the kitchen at 6 in the morning. He couldn't stay very long, but he did. I do remember he stayed long enough to watch a few minutes of Transformers with me before he had to go to work. And that was a nice memory. Studio Trigger, this made me remember it, because Studio Trigger did a, I don't think you can call it promotion, a tribute to Transformers recently. And in that tribute, if that's the type of quality we have to expect from the anime, you're damn right. I'm looking forward to it. I'm a mecha fan. I got no qualms with people calling me out on that. Gurren Lagann was good. Gundam is meh. Live with it. That's my opinion. Give me big, clunky, boxy bots beating the ever-loving crud out. Give them armor that makes them thick and heavy and makes the thudding, clunking steps seem worth it. Don't get me wrong. I've seen some of the stuff from Gundam, and it looks really interesting. But the fact you're just slapping bigger guns onto these humanoid mechas to the point they look ridiculous? Or something that should be slapped on a battleship worth of firepower in the hands of a mecha that's smaller than most office buildings. I don't care for that. That, in all honesty, I don't care for that. Give me your thick, your chunky, your clunky, your oversized, bristling with guns. Give me something that looks like it could shoulder tackle its way through a building mecha. Make it have tank treads on its feet because its legs are so damn freaking heavy they can barely be lifted. Give me something that makes it look like this thing could take a hit and keep on ticking. Like, there are some mechs that just, they pulled out a flimsy metal shield and they blocked a nuke. I want a thing that looks like its armor's melting off after the nuke, but it can still get back up because it had so much freaking armor that even when you melted half of it off, you didn't get through with that much firepower. Big, clunky, chunky. give them boxy hands and arms that shouldn't work. That's the aesthetic I fell in love with as a kid and follow to this day. If you're gonna do mechs, do them right. Don't get me wrong, Gundam has some great stories and I've watched a few episodes. But I just cannot, and I do mean I just cannot get over the aesthetics of their mecha. All the angles, all the thin, gangly limbs. It's just not my cup of tea. And it probably never will be. And while I don't like it, I will not badmouth it. It is a good show. I will absolutely admit to that. It is good. Some is better than others. Don't get me wrong. But I don't set out to badmouth. That's just how I do things, and that's how I prefer it. If you don't like what I like, I don't want you insulting it. Just say you don't care for it. Do I think other shows and other things look fantastically better? Yes, but again, that's an opinion. I won't say, oh, these mechs are so skinny, they look so stupid. Because that's just stupid in its own right. I'll honestly say I prefer to look at something with a bit more armor and a bit more heft, and I like a more boxy mech. Heck, even Kibble can look good. If a freaking Megazord, in your opinion, looks better than a freaking Gundam because you don't like how skinny the stupid thing is, that's perfectly fine. If you don't like how clunky and kibbly the Megazord looks, and you prefer the sleek, skinny style of a Gundam, more power to that. It's an opinion. Let it be an opinion. Don't try and force it down another's throat. That is literally all I ask of people. Let opinions be opinions. You can state your case. Don't try and change my mind. You can say why you like it, but don't try and make me agree with you. I will admit, some Gundams look good. I will never admit I like the Gundam art style. Anyways, sorry about the whole tangent thingy. It's not quite a sore spot, just me getting a little overpassionate, I guess. To each their own, and so on. Now, if you want to make a statement or make a claim, I'm happy to discuss aesthetics, state preferences.
Insufficient materials. Insufficient materials.
I know you can set up auto delivery so you always have items later. I've never really done that, but I might try this time around just to see, just to show off how it works. Yes, that's a waste of a belt, but I think it looks better.
Insufficient materials.
It'll be nice once I get those auto crafting. Well, that's a few too many. Oh well.
Replication complete. Replication complete. Yeah, I'm likely gonna have to tear that up, but I got a ways off before I have to worry about it. Once it actually gets in the way, I'll clear it out. And just hope the next one lands a bit more conveniently so I can set up my grinder. Now, for those who don't know, what you're actually supposed to do is you're supposed to kill off all the bases on a planet, so you start starving this off. Then you just gotta find a way to make it mad so it sends attacks at your base. One of the best ways I've found to make it mad is to have just one base somewhere. And you're just occasionally shelling it. If you cut off all its other bases, it can't restock easy. And if you're just occasionally chucking a shell at your at the enemy base instead of just holding an endless grind fest in front of its walls, you'll make it mad because you're actually damaging the base. That'll make Central Command mad. It'll start sending waves at you, and so long as you occasionally hit the base with something, and again, you gotta drip feed this thing. It will send wave after wave at you. One of the best ways I found is, like, once you get missiles, to park yourself just outside of range and chuck your missiles at the base.
Upgrade.
You can target a single base item and just destroy the base one piece at a time, and that'll keep it sending waves at you. And by the time you finally destroyed it, there won't be anything left. Till then, I find it's best to set up what's called a grinder. Not to overcomplicate things, that's just a bunch of gun turrets placed in front of a base. So every time it gets one of the patrolling units, because you see they patrol, gets just close enough, it gets shot down by the gun turrets. Then that ticks off all the other monsters on the base. They come running out to greet you, and then it's just a matter of throwing up enough repairs and keeping everything powered and just watching them die wave after wave against you. It'll then collect the resources these things drop, which again, it's not a lot, but when you have it constantly spitting out units and you constantly shooting them, that adds up. You can essentially strip an entire planet dry and still have a continuous production line, because it will just keep dropping resources. It'll even drop advanced components, meaning as soon as it drops the thing it needs to keep making more, it'll keep making more. And you never have to worry about it running out of resources. I think someone's going to figure this out eventually in charge. And they might tick up the aggression meter for invasions, which I would personally like. Because I rarely get invaded off planet. Seek space threat. That is so slow to tick up. Okay, why are you flagging me? Okay, let's make a few of these. That should fix your supply issue. Maybe. Yeah, that fixes your supply issue.
Light bulb.
Yeah, since this has got complete pass-through at the moment, because this is draining out, it's slowly depleting itself to keep this fed. Okay, so yeah, that's no problem.
Light bulb.
One of my favorite things about this is while it might be slower, every moment the belts aren't moving forward, they're producing more. Alright. Let's see, what next do I need to make? Got those, got those. Do I have those? That's glass. No, I appear not to. Well, that's an easy enough setup. I might... Yeah, I definitely need to increase glass production. Hold on one moment. Let's up it to 3. Yes, I'm fully aware how recipe copy works. There we go. That should be rerouting more rock and stone. might need to up this as well. This is maxed out, so that doesn't matter. Yeah, let's just go ahead and up that to 3. Go away. Some legends are told. I don't know why that popped in my head all of a sudden. Excuse me, sorry. Excuse me, sorry. Now let's see. Alright, it's gonna do this. Need more smelters. And I'm gonna need more grabbers.
Replication complete. Replication complete.
Make me some silicon, please. Hold on. I don't know. Maybe one of you, someone on here, can help me figure this out. But I've been watching these. Best way I can describe it is tank cartoons lately. Someone told me that they were based off of some old Russian propaganda thingy that was picked up by War Thunder a while back as part of their advertisement. And when I'm talking old, I mean like old, like post World War II, close to the end of World War II, where it was just these cartoonish tanks with faces. And yeah, this sounds completely stupid. But there are some seriously awesome stories, and they're all just these free little animation channels on YouTube. The only, and I do mean the only problem I can find with the blasted things is most aren't in freaking English. Most, I assume, because I don't speak Russian, are in Russian. There are a few, like, I think it's House Slap. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up the name of it real quick. Hold on. Scrolling. I swear I have it written here somewhere. Or apparently not. Ah, shoot. Sorry, just give me one moment while I find the blasted thing. No. Home animations. I don't know where I got the other stuff about that. But it'll probably just come up if you type cartoon tanks. He does pretty good ones. And they're all over the place. Everything from Russia versus Germany, the classic story, to demons invading, to aliens. It's all over the place. And one of the things I really like about it is the power system. It's, for lack of a better word, almost cannibalistic. The way they get new powers is usually some variation of, I killed something and it had something of use, so I'm going to rip it off of it and put it into me. And yeah, this is an oversimplification hugely. But Home Animations has this whole really cool escape from an enemy bunker thing, where it's just this engineer and this heavy tank called KV-6. And the engineer is literally like ripping barrels off of dead enemy tanks and armor plating, bagging them into shape and then welding them to patch holes. And every time they kill some weird prototype tank, they rip like its shield generator, its missile launcher, and weld it onto KV-6. And they just keep upgrading and keep doing that. And the boss of the facility keeps throwing more and more powerful, monstrous tanks at them, getting to the scale of like alien walkers almost. And KV-6 is just there taking hits, punching back, and whenever they kill it, they strip the best parts that can work for him, and they make it work for him. And then you have this other tank called Rafna. He got possessed by a demon, and this demon's running around this underground labyrinth, killing other demons, absorbing its souls, and taking their powers and their weapons. And these are two different skits. Because it's kill and copy based, though, you get all these really neat Frankenstein-like things that are quite interesting because it feels like the powers are very much earned. They had to kill such and such to get this power. And since they're tanks, they don't usually stay dead. If your favorite character dies, usually he'll be picked back up, usually by the enemy faction, or rediscovered by the good guys faction, when they finally manage to punch their way into wherever he was killed, dragged off, upgraded, and sent back into combat. Sometimes it's a downgrade because, oh, they're not in an actual base and it's jury-rigged. They can't get the right parts, so on and so forth. Sometimes it's outright Frankensteining two tanks together. And that, I think, is what makes it so interesting. The power system is, like I said, very all over the place, but in a good way. Because it feels earned. They have to win these powers. They have to kill whatever they are fighting against to get the goods. And then at the end of the day, once they've pieced together something, they win. And one of the things I really like is how they're betrayed. They take hits. They get shredded. But they feel like actual tanks, if that makes sense. Like, some of them make it like tissue paper, like a shot can core out, a single shot can core out an entire tank. And others, you just see, and this is something they actually do, they'd have like slanted platings and they'll reflect, or they'll slip past and hit the tank behind them. One of the problems with encirclements is if you aren't careful and you miss the shot, you'll hit your buddy behind it. And they show that. And I actually like that. It's quite interesting. It's even inspired a story of my own, which I do believe I might actually post, because that's what I was working on in that writing stream. I wasn't sure if I was going to post it at the time, but the more I play around with the idea, the more I like it. Don't ask me why I'm sounding extra southern today. I don't know where that came from. I think it's just because I haven't talked to nobody today and picked up my usual accents.
Insufficient materials.
So yeah, if you get a chance, check that
Replication
out.
complete.
And if one of you figures out what the heck that actual type of animation is called, please let me know. Because I got absolutely no clue.
Replication complete.
Yawning, sorry. It's getting a little late here. It's like 10 o'clock. Ah, shoot, hold on. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Ah. Ugh. Sorry, I hope that wasn't too loud.
Insufficient materials. Insufficient materials. Replication complete.
Probably shouldn't do the 3, but I'm going to do the 3. This is going to burn through this really freaking quickly.
Flight mode.
Oh, shoot, sorry. It was in my head and was speaking my thoughts out loud. Sorry. Gonna need to up gear production. Got a good place for that.
Insufficient materials. Insufficient materials.
And my next step will be working on those brownouts. Alright, let's...
Flight mode.
I keep getting in my own head and not talking loud. Sorry. Just seeing what needs optimizing. Oh. That didn't need optimize. Oh, no, wait. That should fix the problem. There we go. That might work. Hold on. Do 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 do. I'm just overcomplicating things because I didn't plan things out well enough to begin with. Oh well. And that should do ya. Actually need to have the belt dumping, but yay, there we go. Overcomplicated as all get out, but yeah.
Flight mode. Insufficient materials.
Need more iron to build more. The power system is always shifting in this game because you can just tear it up and build it down easy. You don't have to run cables.
Replication complete.
And that should be another one. Another one bites the dust. And another one down, and another one down, and another one bites the dust. Don't ask me why I thought of that song. I don't really know. So we'll prioritize filling that one up. Might need to increase this one. I'm not sure just yet. Yeah, I need to increase that. Dang it. Oh. Maybe not. Maybe I just need this. And of course I like the thing. Build me the thing.
Flight mode.
Ah, fudge. I'm just gonna go ahead and build up the second one. Might as well in case it comes down to it later.
Flight mode.
Alright, let's get this built. Connect the magnets.
Flight mode.
Why do you ever think, like, things moved away from the more clunky, chunky mechs? Personally, my belief is toy design, because merchandising, ugh. But yeah. I gotta start doing this. This is just a bad habit. And yeah, I burned through that quickly enough.
I ain't gonna improve it though. It's just not worth it at this time. If I'm absolutely unable to keep up with production of this, I might extend it, but you do not get a lot of silicon.
Lightning.
So here, I'll show you. See how slow it burns a rock down to make a single silicon? And how little the second silicone thing is moving? And how much rock it uses just to make a single one? I honestly have no idea what this does, if anything.
Lightning.
Oh, shoot. I never set that up. I always forget to turn this off and on. This will inform me if these run out and I can go hunt for another vein. Not a problem now, but eventually I'm going to strip mine most of the veins on this planet. I'll up this to 6. I doubt it'll do much, but at the very least, it's progress. Screwed something up. Not sure what. My shift key wasn't working there for a second. Don't know why.
Insufficient materials. Lightning. Replication complete.
It'll be less stutter in a second once they're a bit fuller up, or fuller up. Yeah, you can already see it start to even out now. That one's starting to overfill, and even that one's starting to overfill. That's with 6. That is with 6 producing. You absolutely need to find a silicon vein on another planet. And what can really screw you over is RNG means you can maybe get one planet with silicon and it have one tiny vein that you will burn through in a heartbeat. So you just need to build bigger and more ridiculous silicon burners.
Lightning.
Why am I getting an alarm about you guys? Because you're backed up.
Lightning.
Give this a minute and it'll flow over. What keeps draining the rock? Oh, glass production keeps draining the rocks. Never mind. Might even actually need to start tapping into that stone supply up there for a little extra rock power. How would I get into this? I guess we just level 2 belts would do me more good. I like the almost cage-like appearance this made, with the belts overlapping and running over. It's a right shame that it
Upgrade complete.
I guess this is my next production piece, and it's gonna burn through those plates. Excuse me. The thing about setting up those 3 silicon burners is the simple fact that they will likely never need to be upped. Unfortunately. Um, but let's build this. Rotate, build, connect, run under, run over. And down. Figured I'd burn through all that junk. Might actually have to stop and gather fuel in a minute. One of the things I really like is, though the belts may stutter, once they reach a certain, like, stop, once they reach a certain capacity, as you build forward, you're forcing it to produce more. And since more complicated items... that is one too far over. So as you're forcing it to make even just a few more complex items, it'll burn through a collection of your more basic units or resources to produce the more complex ones, thus causing it to move forward.
Flight mode.
And I can't stack. So usually that's not a problem because A, you're constantly using up your basic resources to make more complex resources. But I don't have that many complex resources yet. B, I can just up the storage. But I can't up the storage yet. So I keep getting pinged in the alarm when I don't really need to be pinged in the alarm. And this is done through an assembler. Checking, I was pretty sure, but it's always better to double check. And there. Well, that's embarrassing. There we go. I'm trying to decide if I want to build on the opposite side of this thing. And I probably have to. Let's see what I gotta build next. Have that, have that. Don't have that. And that is a very basic resource, so I might be able to squeeze that in. What do you require? You require... an assembler. I can just reset them. Let's see.
Flight mode.
Yeah, let's go plummet like a rock, ain't it? Will it actually drop to be a problem is the real question.
Flight mode.
Until this is full, which it's almost full, I couldn't tell you. Probably was backing up. That's the reason. I think it has more. Oh, shoot.
Flight mode.
Coal is here, and it's in an annoying spot. That's fine. Just tear it up back here. Connect this here. Over you go. Back, back. And only now do I realize I need to go further over. And I now like belts.
Flight mode.
You're always going to be running out of belts. That is the unescapable truth of this game. You will never, and I mean never, have enough belts. That's not good. Yeah, that is not good. I will find some way to power you in a second. Hold on. Oh, I didn't have bricks in my inventory. That only makes things a little annoying.
Replication complete.
Baby power! And there you go. Yeah, that's about what I figured would happen. What's your problem? It's gonna take a while to build anything back up. Oh shoot, speaking of building back up. Coal. What's the coal look like? Wait, oh, I'm still getting some through. Not a lot, but it's still some. That's of course draining into the new chest. That's not my problem. But yeah, it seems to be doing good.
Upgrade
go.
complete.
Now you can click the star map button at the bottom left corner of the screen to view the planetary system.
That's one's probably the one that ran out. Got a constant stream passing through it.
Sorry if I'm just sticking around looking at this thing chug along. I need to make sure it's got enough so I don't need to go back and make more. It's probably not most entertaining, but I'll check back in a minute. If it doesn't reach this one and start refilling it soon, I know I have a problem. Because it had enough production, then it didn't, then it ran out, and then I started. But because it had a buildup, I don't know how far over that out it is. So I gotta figure that out now. You gotta keep on top of that, lest you can find yourself in a not so favorable position. That stuff is basically a resource multiplier. Not extremely valuable early on.
Insufficient materials.
But when your first planet starts running out of resources, and you're relying on the shipments of other underdeveloped planets, it can mean the difference between a stall or keeping your production line running. Okay, so we have the start of a build-up. That's a good sign. And of course, more water. Never can escape the stuff, can you? And there it goes. Now comes the hard part, getting over this. Alright, I was going to set up the coal thingy and I didn't. Oh well, I'll take care of that real quick.
is built. Alright. Alright. That's a start, at least. Next hard part is getting these belts over the mine. One of the best ways to clear out obstacles is just to suck them dry for their resources. So you can then turn around and use all those resources to build more. Figured that was the case. Of course I'm out. Again. Bricks, right. One of the main things like you saw here, this is full, or mostly full, so it's backed up into this, but now this is running,
Complete.
and it probably will exceed it. But only if, maybe not, I don't know. Oh. This is actually spitting out. Guess it's really draining. Oh yeah. This is going to start producing. And it'll drain and push forward. When you start having larger pulls, you will see more areas having some need for extra resources. But so long as you're careful to acknowledge how much you actually have flowing around in your system, you can know if you're actually short or not. That's why I keep looking at chests and stuff. If you watch it for a few minutes and the number ticks down, you ain't got enough production. If you watch it for a few minutes and the number stays stagnant, then you're likely just on par, and once you start building a bit of a backlog or something shuts off, you'll exceed it.
Materials.
So on and so forth. Again, this is not an optimal design. This is just the design I prefer to play with.
Application complete.
Personally, because as I expand, it's going to extend and extend and extend until I wrap back around again and can connect in. What this means is, say, like I said, I'm going to have the grinder eventually. Anything the grinder picks up, anything I get shipped off world here will get picked up and dumped into the system. It will circle so long as there's space in the system. The moment there is no space in the system, the belt will jam, thus shutting off production or new inputs into the system. However, the hard part about that is all of this stuff is needed by other things for construction. So while it may jam for a moment or two, or longer in some cases, eventually it's going to need something, and it will take it, and then it will use up the lesser material, thus freeing up more space. It's just a very fascinating, very pleasing to look at, I should say, process. May be able to get away with dropping this one down a little. All the way, obviously, but down a little.
Light mode. Light mode.
Alright. Yeah, that's going down, which means I need more silicon. More silicon. That's gonna be a problem. many do I use? I can squeeze another 2 in, so I'll only squeeze another 2 in.
Replication complete.
That looks like it's good. And it's not a lot of extra production, but it's some. That figures. So yeah, the orange isn't the best. The green will do a much better job, and we'll see far more coming out of this once I get to the green. But it will only move the blue circle when it actually burns a bit of resource that, yeah, was coated. And as you can see, it's coating it just about every other.
Insufficient materials.
Yeah.
Lightning. Lightning.
There we go. And now I can produce this. Cross is over here, so maybe that'll help
Replication complete.
some. Well, far fewer aren't getting coded. But at least that should help a little bit with the silicone production. Now let's follow this back. And here comes the sudden increase, which again ain't much. And are you going up or are you still ticking down? 4, 4, 3, no, 2, 3, yeah. You're still ticking down. Of course you are. Because why couldn't it ever be made easier? Which means I need more silicon production. Yay! More silicon production. Why are so many of these plates not done? Here. I'm not dealing with the headache of pushing this any further. If this ain't enough, it'll just have to do for now. Because again, the greens, whenever I finally get production of the green performance enhancer, whatever. Purifier Mark II. Whenever I get that running, it will function a lot better. Until then,
Replication complete.
yeah, that's about what I was worried about. Now eating through too much, and I'm causing brownouts again.
Light. Upgrade complete.
It's not a perfect fix, but it works for now. Later on, you can get some better power supplies, but that's later. You know, this is pretty much just eating up everything that gets spat out here. Start running out of one resource, and you gotta expand for another.
Replication complete.
Ah, shoot. Ah, come on, just let me build over you. That should go over. Oh well. There we go. And that should take care of any, if somehow another rock manages to make it through and purified. I'm not building any more of these. Silicon is a huge investment in resources. You have to grind down an excessive amount of rocks. Twenty-seven, 28, 28, 27, 28, 27. 26, 27, 26, 27. Yeah, it's not going up. That's gonna keep ticking down. I simply can't make it feed me any more of these things. I mean, look, I got 4, 5 miners just, and what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 smelters. What is wrong with you? Oh, you simply aren't getting fed. Yeah, and it's even struggling to feed the bag. Current pace. This should help at least a little. There. That is a basic flow gate. So as you can see, this won't spit out unless there's an open space. This won't accept from here unless it can't take any more from here. Unless there's open space from here. So this is constantly dumping into this. This line is getting fed back into this one. But whenever it jams on some pre-flow material, the equivalent of what's left in the belt here gets spit out over here. Now there are some air gaps, as you can see. The system is not perfect, but as you can see, it's already starting to back up. As more builds up into the system, that should back up and function properly. And there you go, a near constant stream of flow through here. These are getting fed regularly. This will only coat what isn't already coated. So whenever a fresh rock comes through, it flashes. So this should keep the rocks flowing, introducing that one as well, and should help it produce a little bit more silicone. And how are we doing on the wafers? We're down to 3 lines, 98, 97, 98, 97, 96, 97, 96. Yeah, we're still going down. Well, there ain't a lot I could do. Purifier will help, but it won't be the end-all be-all. I'm going to have to set up a second wafer or wait till the grinder gets hooked up, because the grinder will produce a lot of silicone. What's this look like? Looks like it's got 3. Oh, no, you don't. You prioritize out there instead of down. What's this one's now? Okay. Wonder why there's such a large amount of ones that didn't get purified. Though. That should also help. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this because I can. I shouldn't, but I can. That will run normally for about 2 seconds. And it'll spit out a bunch of plates. Which again, good. Alright, what to make next? No, literally what to make next. Let's see here. That. Not doing that. Definitely need that and that. I don't have steel. I completely skipped steel. I got that cheap little useless setup just to make steel. Up there. Shoot. That be a problem. Of course, needs more than 3. I can't get away with that.
Replication complete.
Let's see here. Okay, I need to do. There we go. This goes here. Switch to this configuration. Set storage. I don't know if that is actually a really nice design or Spaghetti Factory. Only now do I realize I could have done that and just done it a whole lot easier. Sometimes I make things that actually look really nice, only to realize that that is completely worthless. You didn't need to overcomplicate it that bad. Yeah, I figured it wouldn't let me get away with that.
Replication complete.
And there. That's chugging away with iron.
Insufficient materials.
That's being built. Let's do this. Don't want a lot of steel production to start off with, so
Replication complete.
I deleted the whole thing instead of just the claw, didn't I? Darn it. Make steel. And shoot, I don't have enough belts for that.
Light
Remember what I said, you always need more belts. Shoot, I got another way coming in. Bullets. I'm going to need more bullets. Alright, let's double check on this and make sure we're getting income. And that's why you double check on things. Because you don't know whenever you're going to be running low like that.
light
And I'm gonna need another one of these. Oh
Replication
shoot,
complete.
that's the time. Boy. Normally I hang out till midnight, but I don't want to deal with the next wave just yet, so I think I'm going to call it here for tonight, guys. Excuse me, sorry. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Excuse me, sorry. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and until next time, this is Wrecker, signing out.